What if every precision strike you cheer for on the news is actually locking America into a trap it can never escape? Professor Robert Pape just laid it out raw, the kind of clear-eyed, unflinching truth that cuts through all the noise. And once you hear what he says, you'll never look at this U.S. Iran conflict the same way again. Picture this. The United States drops smart bombs thinking they're winning the moment. But Pape reveals those exact strikes don't just blow up buildings, they rewrite the entire political game for both sides. One tactical win, and suddenly you're trapped in a three-stage escalation spiral you can't control. What felt like victory in the first hour becomes a forever war you never signed up for. And right now, that trap is already snapping shut. Since March, when the U.S. started hitting Iranian facilities, something terrifying happened. All our intelligence on their enriched uranium simply vanished. Enough material for 16 nuclear bombs could be hidden anywhere, moved to secret locations we can no longer track. The ghosts are out of the bottle, and no one knows where they're hiding. But here's the part that should make every strategist lose sleep. Killing the top leaders doesn't kill the regime. It actually creates something worse. A harder, more paranoid, more aggressive leadership that feels it must strike back just to prove it's still in control. History keeps showing us this pattern, yet we keep repeating it. Meanwhile, something quieter but just as dangerous is happening across the region. The governments are still willing to work with the U.S. and Israel, but their own people are turning hard against it. That growing rage from the streets is the real soft underbelly of the entire coalition. The one weakness no missile can fix. And Iran, they stopped playing the game we expect. Instead of head-on fights during something called horizontal escalation, quietly hitting neighbors, shipping lanes, and infrastructure, spreading chaos sideways while the world watches the wrong battlefield. Now add the human factor that changes everything. Pepe calls the current approach chaos kid strategy, because the man at the wheel actually thrives in disorder. He believes he can outmaneuver everyone inside the storm he helped create. Personality-driven foreign policy at its most unpredictable, and the world isn't sitting still. Russia is feeding Iran precision targeting intelligence that makes every Iranian drone and missile suddenly far more lethal. While America is locked in the Middle East, China is racing ahead in technology and industry, quietly positioning itself to inherit the throne of the world's sole superpower. Pape drops the brutal truth. America's obsession with perfect security is driving us toward extreme reactions that look like suicide for fear of death. Sometimes the wisest move isn't total victory. It's simply freezing the problem for 20 years and living to fight another day. But the most chilling warning of all isn't coming from Tehran. It's coming from inside the United States itself. The real danger, Pop says, is the slow normalization of political violence right here at home. The militarized streets, the growing civil unrest, the breakdown of trust, that's the ticking time bomb that could reshape America long after any war abroad is forgotten. This isn't just another foreign policy debate. This is the strategic map of the next decade, drawn in real time by one of the sharpest minds alive. If you want the full raw conversation turned into this immersive, no-fluff audiobook experience that actually makes you think, do this right now. Hit that like button, subscribe to Podslice Hub, and ring the bell so you never miss the next one. We take the deepest podcast moments and turn them into the kind of storytelling the algorithm tries to bury. Drop your single biggest takeaway in the comments. I read every one. Podslice Hub, where the noise dies. And the truth finally gets loud.